Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here and welcome to another Friday Night Magic. This week we are going to be playing with Gruul monsters, just ramping big guys. As always, if you would like to take a look at the deck list, the link will be in the description below. And it looks like we are facing off against Rakdos, which in this iteration of Duels is usually a steel and sack sort of deck. No, it's a Jund deck. So we may be playing against a deck that I played in a previous episode. That would be quite interesting. Go ahead and play our Elvish Visionary. Always nice to get that body on the field and extra card draw. This deck is mainly just a little bit of board control and, like I said, ramp and then really big guys. Okay, so this isn't the build of Jund that we were playing. This one is running Guild Gate, or Gate Creeper Vines. Always nice to see some innovative stuff. And I'm not going to kill that thing, I am going to ramp. It's possible that this guy is playing an Evo Leap deck, in which case I may actually get punished for not killing the Gate Creeper Vine right away. But I'm willing to take that risk to get to our Rock Maulers next turn instead of in 2 turns. I think that's a decent chance to be taking. He doesn't have 2 green to take advantage of it anyway. So he's got more ramp in there in the form of Nissa's Pilgrimage as well. And let's see. We could, even now, kill that Gate Creeper Vine as a preventative measure for an Evo Leap being played and him cycling it into another more useful creature. I think, however, the play right now is just to drop a Rock Maulers. Makes him have something that he has to deal with, which he very well can in a Jund shell. But forcing him to have that is, in my mind, the best play at the moment. Looks like our opponent has gone into the tank to think about his play. Either that or he stepped away from his computer for a minute. Into the Maw of Hell. So this may be a Jund land destruction deck. That would be interesting. Okay. I'm going to just drop Zendikar Incarnate. And maybe he won't have another Into the Maw of Hell. It would hurt us quite badly if he gets rid of all of our red mana. Hopefully we can draw into some more sources. We don't have that much double red in the deck, so a single red is okay to get by on for the moment. If I'm remembering correctly, the only double red casting costs in the deck are Chandra's Ignition and Exquisite Firecraft. And I may even be wrong about Chandra's Ignition. I've played so many decks, they kind of bleed together in my mind. Okay. So he's trying to get his Liliana activated. I don't know that we can stop that. Let's go ahead and play our Elvish Visionary. See if we can draw another mountain. That would be a good answer for the Liliana. And we do not. Alrighty then. So if I swing with my Zendikar Incarnate, he's going to block with his Kurd Chieftain. It will die and he will flip Liliana. And so will my Zendikar Incarnate. I do not want that. The same goes for killing his Gate Creeper Vine. So for right now, I think it's just ramp. Unfortunately. Go ahead and grab our forests. And the Into the Maw of Hell has put us on a rather precarious footing. I mean, I can't afford to kill anything he's got, besides the Liliana, and I can't kill it right now unless he swings with her. Yeah. Just going to let that thing go through, because if I block it, well, I can force him to spend the mana to give it trample. So I'll do that. And if he spends the mana to give it trample, there's not a lot else that he can do on this turn. Okay, and he didn't. He had something he wanted to cast. And I was kind of counting on that. Yup, Elvish Visionaries. We've got Kurd Chieftains in our deck as well. No, their Embermaw Hellion has double red in it. I'd quite forgotten about that. We are not in great shape at the moment, folks. And all I can really do is just pass the turn. I need to get an answer to Liliana. And right now I need an answer to his Kurd Chieftains as well. Though implausible, what would be really nice is if I could get another mountain and a Chandra's Ignition. That would quite solve our problems. Reeve Soul, yep. Oh, you're going to flip Liliana on your own, are you? Fair enough, I guess. We do have more cards in hand than you do, however. Seems kind of a waste of a Reeve Soul, but guess he really wants that Planeswalker active. Oh, you're reanimating. It looks like an Elvish Visionary. Oh, the Gatecreeper Vine again. Alright, well, I'm going to kill Liliana then. Let's go ahead and Twin Bolt it. And your elf as well. In my mind, that's quite a big mistake. Reanimating instead of ticking up on Liliana. I don't know what you've got in your hand that you thought was more important to keep, but okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this now. We'll get Liliana and get your elf. And then I'm gonna block a Kurd Chieftain. Get it off the board, barring some unforeseen combat trick. Alrighty. Where's... Oh, why did you... I guess you didn't want me to kill the guy's revenge? That's fine then. We'll go ahead and drop our other Zendikar Incarnate. And that's as good a blocker as I can get at the moment for the guy's revenge. I still don't know if we're going to be able to pull this out. Our position just does not look favorable. We got out-ramped, and the Into the Maw of Hell was... Yeah, we're dead. We are quite dead right now. Come on, I'm not going to concede. Just swing it out. Well played, sir or madam. And on to the next game. Maybe we'll be a bit more lucky in our draw there. Alright, so if I was holding one more land, I would say this is a pretty good hand. As such, I think I'm going to take a chance on it. We are running quite a few lands in this deck, so there's a good chance that we'll draw into a third over the next two draws. Also, Battle for Zendikar is coming out soon, and from some of the things that I've read online, some things that a Wizards of the Coast employee said, Duels Origins, the game that I'm playing right here, may actually get the set on it before it goes live in Paper Magic, which would be a first, because I know on Magic Online, the original program that is still running, you usually get the set a little bit after that it releases in Paper Magic. I'd find that to be very interesting, and the reason I didn't play the Abbot there is I wanted actually the chance to get something that I could play off of him, where she or he puts the card in under it that you can use. So I think the thing to do here is just to ramp. And it looks like we may be playing a mirror match of some sort. Green and red, Gruul at the very least. Although there are quite a lot of 3-color decks on here, so he could be another Jund deck. Could be splashing some other color. Playing the ever-popular Perilous Mirror. It's just amazing to me that this is such a dominant card in this format, the way that the card's shaped up on here. And I believe I'm just going to drop my Maulers. And then next turn I can Fiery Impulse this dude to get him out of the way. And if he or she does not have any burn to kill our Maulers, we'll go ahead and get it renowned. That's not good. Evo Leap, huh? So we're playing a Gruul Evo Leap deck. Alright. Well, the only thing to do in my mind is to just swing in, because he's going to have to block with both of those. And a 2-for-1 is okay by me at this point, and that way he won't be able to Evo Leap them. Otherwise, he's going to have a 6/6. Yep, there we go. 6/6 Rocks Mauler coming at his face every turn. Yep. And now we can go ahead and drop our Embermaw Hellion, which, conveniently enough, is also trample, just like the Maulers. Leave the Mountain up there for the Fiery Impulse. For those of you that may not have known, you can change the mana that's tapped. If you hover over the card you want to cast and just push Control over and over, it will give you different ways to tap your mana until you get the one that you want. I'm going to go ahead and swing in. Oh. Okay, I was wondering there was a little bit of lag there, so now we're playing versus the AI. I don't quite like that, but there's not a lot I can do. It happens a lot on this game. I just wish, as I've stated in the past, that it would just give you the win if someone concedes. Which I don't know that my opponent conceded there. It may have been a connection issue, the way the game was acting strangely. There we go, Rootbound Crag. That's some card advantage for us. And now we can drop, which I don't want to drop the Zendikar Incarnate, I think, because that would be really playing into a Chandra's Ignition if they're holding a Chandra's Ignition. So I'm just going to ramp. There we go. Get our forests. I think it's really interesting the concept of the Nissa's Pilgrimage card. In the past, this casting cost of a sorcery ramp spell in green would allow you to get any basic lands, and I'm not going to block that. And put like Kadama's Reach, Cultivate, things like that, and put them into play. Whereas the Pilgrimage gets 2 forests, but as an upside, if you got Spell Mastery, it gets 3 forests. Okay, so I can kill this bad boy here, and I think I'm going to do that. Head and it's going to get Evo leaked, no doubt. I'm just surprised that, which it's the AI, so I guess it's not that big a surprise. Okay, so you're gonna target my dude there. Now I can fiery impulse my own Hellion and keep my guy alive, and I think I'm gonna do that. And that'll give him the pump. And then we'll get an additional pump when this resolves. There we go. Alright, let's swing on in. And we'll get an extra damage from this because of the Embermaw Hellion. Whenever another red source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage plus 1. And it's always kind of difficult the way they stack the land to see how much our opponent has got. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like 7. And if that's the case, even if he drops another one, he cannot play the Curd Chieftain and Chandra's Ignition in the same turn. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the Zendikar Incarnate to give us a greater chance of actually being able to kill our opponent on the next attack phase. So yes, he did have 7. He's got 8 now. And we knew he had the Curd Chieftain. I mean, he could have had a Zendikar Incarnate, but still that wouldn't have been enough mana to do what he would have needed to do to get that. Alright, so we have got this game barring some tricks by the opponent. We shall see. Yes. And what are you targeting with that? And we are going to do our little trick again and pump our Abbot to keep it alive, and that will be the ball game. On to match number 3. Okay, so we cannot keep this hand. 1 land is a no-go. And we don't have any ramp here. Well, we do have Nissa's Pilgrimage, so I guess I better keep this. I'd prefer to have had something I could drop early, like a Visionary, but I don't think this is a hand I could reasonably throw back for 6. So we're playing something with blue in it, which in all honesty is a little bit unusual in this iteration of the game, unless it's Thopters. This time around, blue is by far the weakest color, just probably owing to the limited pool of cards that we have on here right now. So we don't know what, or even if there is a second color. We're going to go ahead and swing for 1 here before we play our Pilgrimage. Just in case he may want to unwisely bounce that Visionary and give us another card draw off of it. We do start with 2 red mana this time, which is great as far as I'm concerned. Not having to worry about being able to cast these ignitions when I get to that point. So a Dimir perhaps? This may be the first mill deck that I've played in a long time. Alchemist Vial there. Let's draw a card, and they can pay 1 and sack it to stop a creature from attacking or blocking for 1 turn. Alright, let's go ahead and swing. I know they've only got 1 black open, and there's really not a lot you can do with 1 black at instant speed. In fact, I think there's nothing at all you can do with 1 black at instant speed, but it's the principle of the thing. You generally want to attack before you play other things, just in case it affects how your opponent reacts. Separatist Void Mage. Is that a bounce? It is a bounce. Alright then. So I think I want to get rid of this dude. And then we'll swing in for 1. And drop our Zendikar Incarnate. Keep a good amount of pressure on there. Which he does have black in there, so there could be a Languish. Better to lose 2 than 3 though. Languish can't kill this guy on its own. Okay. Let's go ahead and swing for 6. See if something gets bounced. No. So we could walk into a counter spell here. I think, however, I'm just going to pass the turn and let it go at that. Okay. Card draw at the end of my turn. Since he has an artifact for that Artificer's Epiphany, he doesn't have to discard a card. Perilous Mirror. I do believe I'm going to deal with that EOT. That way he can't block my Zendikar Incarnate and I have all my mana available on my turn. Okay, go ahead and play this for the extra 1 damage from the Incarnate. And there is a 3 mana counterspell in this, but it's very rarely played. It's a 3 mana mana leak, which would make me have to pay 3 extra. I'm going to go ahead and try it anyway, because this guy would survive a Languish. Oh, there it is. Calculated dismissal. Fair enough then. Have to pay 3 more or it's countered, and there's Languish. I'm okay with Languish on 1 creature. I don't mind that. And it would be nice to be able to kill Jace before you can flip him next turn, because he will definitely flip him. It doesn't look like we can, although we can flip a Nissa of our own. Seems like a good deal. Planeswalker on Planeswalker. Yes, I do want to do this. Boom. Hello, Nissa. Card Advantage Engine. Okay, that goes into play. And we can play our Rocks Maulers. Could have played the Chieftain too, but I'd prefer to use all the mana. So now he has a flip. He will have a flipped Jace. Oh, or just concede. Seems to be a theme today. Had 2 games between this that I just didn't put in the recording because both times the opponent conceded either before we even started or on the first turn. Possessed Scarab. When it comes into play, return a instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand, and if it would die, exile it. And here's Jace getting flipped. Yep. And that's a pretty good trick there. Decrease its power to Reeve range. Ooh, Embermaw is pretty good. Let's see what we can get from... I am tempted to put a legendary in play and then ignition it, to be honest. Actually, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put an elemental out and then cast Chandra's Ignition on it. Yup. I'm going to damage Jace. Oh well, that was stupid. I could have damaged him and just killed him straight out. That's what I get for not looking around. Yep. Hopefully it's not going to come back to bite me in the butt. Get tunnel vision sometimes, especially when trying to commentate. And we will definitely do damage to our opponent this time. Yep, can't attack or block. Makes sense. Okay. And I'm going to take the chance on another languish. You're only allowed 2 in the deck. Well, he's got a counter as well. That's fine. Hopefully I can get these last 2 points of damage through. There's a big mistake there not doing the damage to our opponent with the first Chandra's Ignition. Just got so tunnel visioned on dealing with the board that I forgot to look at the opponent's life total. It's a lesson learned there, for sure. Another vial. Yep. And I can't put out another elemental because these things are legendary. Well, I can now. After he re-souls that thing. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And cast my Hellion. Now we have 2 threats on board. And maybe we can work ourselves out of this hole I managed to dig for myself like a moron. What do we mill here? Ah, Exquisite Firecraft would have been a game winner as well. Arr. Well, at least our Hellion survives, barring any other tricks. And this is indeed a mill deck we're playing against. We're gonna plus her. Okay. And he's gonna make it to where we can't attack. And we're down, he's down to 1 card, which we're gonna get at least 4 milled here. And we actually got more than that because there were cards of the same color milled, and if that happens it repeats itself. Activated it. I don't think you're going to mill us out. Have you got another Reeve? Okay. I'll deal with that. Just wait till the end of your turn. Fiery Impulse that sucker. Yep, that's fine too. Because there's not really anything you can do at this point to stop me from killing you. And this game was a lot harder than it needed to be because of a play mistake on my part. And that just goes to show you, one mistake, even if it seems rather minor, can cost you the whole game. But that's it for this Friday Night Magic. If you like the video, please leave a like below. It really does help. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. I upload videos every day. And until next time, be excellent to each other.